Washington state Democrats are telling teens to carry Narcan in an attempt to combat the opioid epidemic, putting it on teens to, quote, save lives rather than criminalize drug use. They call it the harm reduction model after 300 people died of fentanyl overdoses in Seattle since January 1. Ari Hoffman is a Seattle radio host and a West Coast editor of the Post-Millennial, and he joins me now. Look, Ari, I have said repeatedly from this very chair that Narcan, naloxone, whatever it is, should be everywhere. But that's not really the point here. Why is Washington state decriminalizing the very drugs that are causing people to die in the first place?
Well, because the truth is Washington state Democrats don't want anybody in jail. They want to abolish the entire justice system. They don't prosecute crimes. They don't want police officers arresting anybody. They defund the police. And for them, imprisoning people is racist. Putting people in jail is racist. And they don't want anybody in jail whatsoever. So what happened was the Washington state Supreme Court had this decision called the Blake decision, where basically if anybody's getting frisked by police for any crime and they find drugs on them, the person can simply pull an Austin Powers and say, I swear, baby, that's not mine. And then the police cannot arrest them or have any sentencing enhancements for the drugs. And in effect, they have decriminalized the drugs throughout that process. Now, drugs already were effectively decriminalized by not prosecuting anything in Seattle. So it's become this post-apocalyptic wasteland where you have people wandering down the street in a drug-induced haze. And Democrats don't want to enforce the law in any way, shape, or form. And they think that teenagers are actually the ones who are more qualified to take care of this problem.
As if we haven't put enough on teenagers' shoulders. Now we're forcing them to become EMS workers. I mean, it makes no sense. Washington Democrat Mark Mullet actually blaming his own party for not passing a proper drug bill. Quote, I don't know that I've seen a party put a bill on the bar to be voted on and then have it lose and have no plan for what to do after that. I think our party's main plan was to blame the Republicans and see if that sticks. I mean, Ari, does the far left that's pushing this not realize that all they are doing is really serving as a marketing arm for the drug cartels?
No, of course not. They've effectively said, hey, look at all the customers we have here. And in fact, the Washington state legislature acted like teenagers. They left it till the very last minute of the legislative session. All they had to do was add one word to the legislation, to the old law, which was knowingly possess drugs. And they couldn't even do that. Instead, they tried to come up with these virtue signaling fixes where they didn't actually want to criminalize anything. And now, as of July 1st, drugs will be effectively decriminalized in Washington state. And in places like Seattle, they are already. So their big fix, oh, let's have teenagers carry Narcan. Maybe they can hit the guy who's having an OD at their bus stop and help him out. I mean, how many teenagers are actually going to do this? How many of them are going to wear pins that say, I carry Narcan? And you're putting them in danger. What? They're just going to hit some homeless guy with the Narcan and hope that everything works out okay? Police officers don't want to do that. Fire department medics don't want to do that. And now they want teenagers doing that.